Hello and welcome back to Tunnel Talk, the dev vlog where you get a behind-the-scenes peek at the ongoing design and development of our newest game, Tunnel. I'm your host, Noah Rosenfield, and after today's episode, we may need to change the title of our devlog because this month we're talking theme tests. That's going to affect the aesthetics, the title, and the direction for where we're going to go from here. So let's jump right into it. First off, what did we do? We made some gameplay mocks. We posted them on Reddit, we posted them on Facebook, and we wanted to get people's impressions, which ones drew them, which ones were they clicking on, and try to get some feedback in terms of what people are looking for and who's our audience, what do they want. So, first off, thank you so much to all of the Redditors who participated in our polls. We posted in 4 different threads. Let's go ahead and jump on over. Here's an example of our post. Which game would you play? We posted these gameplay mocks, and the response was fantastic. Really great engagement from the iOS gaming, indie games, Android gaming, and indie gaming subreddits. So thank you all so much for your comments, your upvotes. All of the feedback is super, super helpful. Let's take a look at some of this data real quick, and don't get too scared. We're only going to look at these numbers, this chart, for just a second. We've got a much more friendly visual graphic coming up for you next. But I wanted to call out a few things. 101,000 impressions total, 225 comments, 94 shares. Fantastic. We could not be happier with this response. Really, really great to see this kind of feedback coming in. So we tallied up the comments, the upvotes, as long as they met certain thresholds, tried to get some sentiment analysis out of our subreddits, and we have that for you here. Again, here are our 3 thematic mock-ups. We've got for you on the left, this is called Meltdown. It's got this plucky little snowball surfing through this lava ocean, somehow, against all odds, making his way through. Followed by Tunnel, which is a little closer to the original vision with a little bit more polish than our current gameplay has. And lastly, this theme is called Icebreakers, where you've got this adorable little polar bear cruising on his tugboat, breaking the ice, avoiding the buoys, and generally having a pretty cute and cozy time. So let's look at the stats. Let's look at the actual stat breakdowns for our Reddit results. So coming in first, Icebreakers, by a mile, actually, in some cases. We've got 52 comments, 131 votes. Second, Tunnel coming in with 4174, and last, Meltdown with 2637. So this was great. I mean, love the response in general. We will say, I want to point out the biggest comment, the most upvoted comment in all of our polling here was in the Indie Games Reddit, and it is... honestly, they all look like those fake ad games, and then when you download the game, it's nothing like it. So I wouldn't play any. Sorry. 139 upvotes. People are so tired of the bait and switch of mobile ads. I get it, man. So really great to see that feedback, to know it's there. I mean, we already knew that people were annoyed, but, again, just confirmation, and really... this is great information to take with us. We also want to note this only came out of the Indie Games Reddit. The iOS gaming and the Android gaming did not have comments about the design of the ads or the appearance of our mock-ups, which led us to want to see what is the breakdown without those communities. If we just focus on the mobile communities, what are they saying? And actually, our results change a bit. You can see we've got 28 comments. This Tunnel is our leader here. 28 comments, 65 upvotes, followed by Icebreakers with 20 and 37, and then Meltdown coming in third again with 16 and 37. And one other really interesting thing we want to point out here is the call for multiple skins. Again, strictly from that mobile community. We saw these comments and upvotes asking for multiple skins. As their preferred solution or a preferred theme. So really, really great stuff. Next, we ran these as Facebook ads, and we want to show you the results there. So we threw these 3 different mock-ups on there with a play now call to action. Not a whole lot of customization of the text or anything like that around it. Just really, here's what the gameplay looks like. What do you guys think? Who's clicking? Who wants in? And here we saw a huge shift in the total numbers. Meltdown coming in first with 214 engagements. And engagement is a like, a comment, a share, a click through, any kind of interaction with that ad. So yeah, Meltdown coming in first. And we can see with that 159 on the click through. So a lot of people looking at this and saying, what is that? You know, it's bright, it pops, it's got this weird little dude, you know, people are clicking it and thinking, what is up? What is going on? So that's great to know. And then they look at it a little further. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm into it, maybe I'm not. Got a little bit of a fall off here on the click through. Tunnel, kind of on the flip side, still strong engagement, 176, 170 click-throughs. People saw this. They said, I know what that is. I know exactly what that game looks like. I want to play it. No doubt about what they're looking at. These people saw this game, figured this is what I'm looking for, and went straight in. Followed by, in third, Icebreakers, 149, 137. So again, not too much fall off there. Pretty much people saw it, looked good to them, and they wanted to play. And some financials, some real quick financials. You know, got to get those in there. We got 33 cents cost per engagement as our leader for Meltdown, and a 41-cent cost per click for Tunnel as our leaders there. So now the other great thing about Facebook, we get demographic information. We don't really get that from Reddit, you know. We're not going to go through every profile, try to guess who you are. So Facebook at least makes that really easy and some really interesting results there. Let's hop on over to our demographics. And we'll start with Meltdown. Meltdown's the leader in our in total engagement. So let's see who is engaging. And it is predominantly men, 86% men to 11% women, and predominantly in that 25 to 45 age range. You can see this spike here. This is really, this is who's interested. And interestingly enough, in terms of platform placement, really strong on the Facebook, not so much on the Instagram. You know, hard to know exactly what algorithm things are being tweaked in the background as to where Facebook chooses to show this. So we can only make some assumptions around why the response was so much stronger on one versus the other, and why the impressions even, you know, that reach, why is it so much smaller on Instagram? But what we know, Facebook, men, 25 to 45, that is our demographic. Nice and targeted, some really good information here. If we jump onto Tunnel, which again, that was our sort of second performer on the Facebook click-throughs, here, we've got a slight shift, very similar in terms of the male-female breakdown, 88% men, 12% women, but skewing slightly older. We've got a 35 to 55 demographic here who's really the linchpin. And, you know, that kind of makes sense, right? This mock-up's got a little bit more of a retro feel, might appeal to some of our older gamers who are kind of looking for that nostalgia, something that looks familiar. But, you know, really great to see, again, a pretty targeted response with, you know, a nice bell curve here, a little bit on the younger and older sides. And in terms of the platform, this one a bit different. We've got sort of an even split in our click-throughs, half coming from Instagram, half coming from Facebook, a little more even distribution on where it was placing those ads. So really interesting to see, and a big change from Icebreakers. So here we've got a much broader response. Still peaking, so we've got 57% men, 41% women, a much more even split there, and still peaking with that 45 to 55 male demographic. That's our biggest click-through rate here, followed by sort of an even split between men 25 to 35 and women 65 plus. So a whole lot of kind of different demographics coming in, you know, for this particular gameplay mock-up. And here, a stronger response on Instagram than on Facebook, with, you know, some fewer impressions, but even better results. So yeah, really interesting stuff. And, you know, we've got a couple takeaways combined from what we've got on our Facebook results and what we've got on our Reddit stats. Our big takeaways were for Icebreaker, and this is coming from comments as well, a lot of the comments we got on Reddit. Icebreakers, easy on the eyes, cute and cozy, cute's good. People like that. On the downside, maybe a little young, a little babyish, and the level of gameplay, the difficulty that this particular theme. Here, let me jump back over to that. The gameplay that this particular theme is representing might skew a little easier than the actual gameplay that we're looking to present. So something to keep in mind, no doubt. For Tunnel, people liked that it was dark and minimalist. And again, this kind of appealing more to maybe that arcade feel, that retro game feel. On the flip side, not as visually compelling. There's not necessarily a whole lot going on in this graphic. So we need the sound design and, again, potentially whatever effects we're throwing in to really maybe do a lot of that heavy lifting. And lastly, Meltdown. Meltdown was in some ways the most polarizing of our themes. We had some people who really liked it and a lot of people who commented on it, but that it was too much, So really very unusual and attention grabbing, this palette, the red and the yellow. Not a whole lot of games that you see like that. The snowball as a protagonist, not a whole lot of anthropomorphic snowballs out there. And so this was really something, again, that high Facebook engagement rate. People are curious. We've also got some comments that the humor works well. Of all of the three mock-ups, this one has the most levity to it. It looks like it's going to be the situation itself, the snowball surrounded by magma, the juxtaposition there, and again the smiling face on this snowball. Really, people want to know. People want to know what is happening here. Looks like it's going to have some weird, quirky, oddball kind of, feel, vibes to it. So that is the results of our theme test. Where are we going to go from here? Well, we are still taking this data in, trying to figure out what we want to do with it, what's going to work best for us. Right now, I'm leaning towards Meltdown. The really high engagement rate, even just as in the thumbnails over here, it stands out. It is clearly the brightest. It pops the most. And it also does the best job of conveying the core mechanics organically. We have an analogy. If we imagine a snowball rolling over a hot surface, shrinking as it goes, that's something that we have a pre-existing mental model for, which could really help, our casual, again, this is a casual game for sure. People want to pick it up. They need to understand things immediately. And so we think that this theme could maybe really help convey those core mechanics in a way where people don't struggle too much with them. But we want more feedback. If you guys have thoughts, if you have opinions, which of these three themes do you like the best? Hide those Facebook stats. Give you one more look at that. Meltdown, Tunnel, Icebreakers. Which do you like the best? What are your thoughts? And stay tuned. We'll be releasing more videos as we choose our theme and direction. And we really hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of this, all of everything that goes into our design decisions behind this game. So again, thank you everyone for your feedback, and we will see you next time. Peace.